A Haywood County man is sharing his story after he recently discovered a mysterious, heavy object that may have been from outer space on a remote trail. SpaceX on Wednesday launched an inaugural batch of operational spy satellites it built as part of a new U.S. That's one of the 5 strongest fiends. How could he have such a rare statue? You don't want to miss this. Promethium was discovered in 1945 and named after the mythological Greek Titan who gave fire to humans. Teams are in the process of completing a follow-on propulsion system assessment. Euclid's instruments can detect objects just a few times the mass of Jupiter. Previously unpublished photos of Mars' moon Phobos hint that the mysterious satellite may actually be a trapped comet, or perhaps just a piece of Own, along with its twin moon Deimos. Vibrant auroras that were recently observed by millions of people across the globe were some of the most widespread in the last 5 centuries, NASA says. The light shows may have also reached the equator. Space junk oil is increasing, and the risk that some of it might land on Earth and harm someone is concerning. On Wednesday nights, SpaceX launched the first of a Starlink doubleheader. A Nube higher-resolution infrared camera outfitted with a variety of lightweight filters could probe sunlight reflected off Earth's upper atmosphere and... According to a study published in Current Biology on May 22nd, the genetic components of the ancient populations in the western Tibetan Plateau are closest to ancient populations in the southern Tibetan Plateau, and their major genetic components have been The findings could explain the disappearance of dozens of stars over the past century. A new genus and species of Furulasaurian abelisaurid that lived during the Cretaceous period has been identified from fossilized skeletal remains found in Patagonia, Argentina. A subspecies of reptiles in Italy is much bigger and greener than its relatives. Yesterday's test of an upcoming Raptor engine went sideways, causing the test stand to be engulfed in flames. Why a NASA spacecraft got the only view of a very close conjunction, or a pulse, of Venus and Jupiter. The mission was most recently delayed due to a small helium leak. It could get as bright as Venus come, late summer, early autumn. A study conducted by researchers at the University of São Paulo, USP, in Brazil, and reported in an article published in Nature Communications, shows that the Sheridan, Brazil's savanna biome, is experiencing the worst drought for at least 700 years. Their durability and extremely fast charging capabilities make them useful for a wide range of applications. While it won't make a useful spaceship engine, it may tell us more about relativity. Although the Human Genome Project announced the completed sequencing of 20,000 human genes more than 20 years ago, scientists are still working to grasp how fully formed beings emerge from basic genetic instructions. Humans have long been fascinated by birdsong and the cacophony of other avian sounds, from coos and honks to quacks and peeps. I like those odds. A team of physicists affiliated with several institutions in China has uncovered the reason behind the slipperiness of ice. A team of geneticists and animal welfare specialists from the UK and one from the US has identified the genetic mutation responsible for a newly discovered cat coat color pattern in Finland. Thales Alenia Space and the exploration company tapped for retrieval ops. While thousands of planets have been discovered around other stars, relatively little is known about them. A NASA catalogue featuring 126 exotic, newly discovered worlds includes detailed measurements that allow for comparisons with our own solar system. The chilling theory depicted in the Netflix series Three-Body Problem is just one explanation for our lack of encounters with extraterrestrial intelligence. Success. Both literally and figuratively, light pervades the world. It banishes darkness, conveys telecommunications signals between continents, and makes visible the invisible, from faraway galaxies to the smallest bacterium. Using NASA's Transiting Exoplanet Survey satellite, TESS, an international team of astronomers has discovered a new Saturn-mass planet orbiting a solar-type star known as TOI 24/7. With each flip you make through a deck of vocabulary word flashcards, their definitions come more quickly, more easily. This process of learning and remembering new information strengthens important connections in your brain. In organic chemistry, p-stacking systems are supramolecular structures that arise due to the dispersion forces, a type of intermolecular noncovalent interaction. They are a common occurrence in nature. The two elements that will make up the initial gateway capability for NASA's Artemis campaign. Because diamond is the hardest substance known. Diamond dust is the tool by which diamonds are polished, making these the perfect substitute. Astronomers at Macquarie University have pioneered a new technique for observing celestial objects during the day, potentially allowing around-the-clock visual monitoring of satellites and greatly improving safety on Earth and in space. In a behavioral experiments, crows were able to learn to produce a set number of calls. This involves them planning in advance. From the sound of the first call in a numerical sequence, it is possible to predict how many calls the crows will make. The largest astronomical camera in the world has arrived at the Vera C. Rubin Observatory in Chile and is being readied for installation. NASA Administrator Bill Nelson defended the cost and schedule performance of the agency's Artemis lunar exploration effort. A rendezvous with the metallic asteroid 16 Psyche is scheduled for 2029. Some think the reason fundamental scientific revolutions are so rare is because of groupthink. It's not. It's hard to mess with success. Lighting a gas grill in, getting an ultrasound, using an ultrasonic toothbrush, these actions involve the use of materials that can translate an electric voltage into a change in shape and vice versa. Anyone for a swim? Scientists discovered that removing specific molecules from developing mice can completely reverse their sex from male to female. Huge black holes are firing powerful beams of particles into space and then changing their aim to fire at new targets. This discovery, made using NASA's Chandra X-ray Observatory and the US. Our solar system is a pretty busy place. 6 of the planets of the solar system are about to line up for a rare sight in Earth's sky.